Hello friends, Laura Whitfield here, your independent Scentsy consultant with Laura's Aroma Retreat. And tonight we are going to dive into my March empties. So I am very sorry for the poor lighting situation going on. So let me kind of fill you in here. It has been a heck of a week. So if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know that we are getting ready to remodel our kitchen. And one of the things about remodeling our kitchen is we're also doing all of the flooring in our main space, with the exception of what we call the big room. So the big room, we'll actually step down. And this area is carpeted. It's our family room, playroom, TV room, whatever. And it is also currently my temporary location for the unforeseeable future. So we're getting ready to tear up the floors here in the next few days so that we can get started on the major parts of the project that have been months in the making. But so I have shifted everything to the big room because my office is, part of that flooring project that needs to get done. But it's been a heck of a week. We've been moving all kinds of things, including like the girls' bedrooms and stuff like that. So that is part of the reason why I sound as horrible as I do, and why I haven't shot any videos in pretty much all of this week. Not here for YouTube, not on Facebook, nothing, because I cleaned the big kids' room. And for two kids who don't live with us on a regular basis, because one's in college and my stepdaughter lives with their mom, they sure do make a mess. But part of that mess is the animal hair, because we do basically have a zoo. And I had a massive allergy attack after cleaning their room. So I was super stuffed up, and then I woke up the next morning and I didn't have a voice for a couple of days, or at least not a good one. So it's finally starting to come back, which is really exciting because I'm a talker, and to not be able to talk, it is what it is. But so anyhow, okay, we are going to dive in. And I either need to get a bigger basket, or I really need to get more consistent with that. So I'm hoping consistency will be the thing, to be honest with you, because I would love to do it weekly, or at least bi-weekly, so that it's not quite like it's all over my desk, you guys. But with the kids and stuff, it gets a little bit crazy. But Nuggie will be starting preschool after their spring break. So I'm super excited for her. She's already picked out her backpack. She picked out a lunchbox. She's really excited to get started. So that will give me two days a week where I can maybe get some stuff done. So without further ado, we will go ahead and jump in here. I'm going to start with some of the non-wax because they are bigger items, and then we'll move on to wax and whatever else is hiding in here. So we did finally finish out our dish soap in evergreen and grapefruit. Now I do have a hoard of this because I feel like this is probably not going to return. If it wasn't popular enough to keep around in wax, I don't know why they brought it back in the dish products, but I absolutely love this fragrance. It's one of my first Scentsy heartbreaks. This taught me my lesson about the importance of putting things in your Scentsy club, because no scent is safe. So when they announced that they were going to do evergreen and grapefruit in the cleaning bundle, I bought 5. So we finally finished one of the dish soaps. It does take me an awful long time to get through a dish soap, but it's okay, because honestly, at this point, I was ready to move on. We're past Christmas. I don't really need the pine. I don't need the pine right now. I'm okay with it. So all right, we did also go through an entire laundry system in Jammy Time. Now, normally I just save the washer with tubs, but in all of this rejigging, right, because the laundry room is on our main level, I think James accidentally threw away my washer whip tub, so I ended up being able to rescue these. Now, Jammy Time is probably like my all-time favorite laundry fragrance. It's such a strong performer. It is... like, you can totally smell it on all of your laundry for just weeks. And everything comes out of the dryer clearly smelling of jammy time. I remember the first time that I was using this, right? The first time I started doing laundry in jammy time, I was actually snuggling one of the girls, and I'm like sniffing them, and I'm like, did you get into my office? Did you get into my, I didn't even have an office at this point. I was in the kitchen. So anyways, I'm like, did you get into my wax or my stash or whatever? I thought the kids were playing in my stuff. And then it dawned on me as I'm like sniffing their clothes and their pajamas. I'm like, it's the laundry stuff. So Jammy Time is indeed one of our very, very favorite laundry fragrances. I will continue to come back to that. But I did finally bust open Coral Waters. So I'm excited to give that one a try. And then I think I have Luna for after we do the Coral Waters one. But I was craving some Jammy Time. I did finally finish out a Scentsy Fresh in Palm Beach Breeze. Now, I did try this in our laundry. It's not my favorite in laundry, but I really do enjoy it in the Scentsy Fresh product. So, this one has been primarily kept in our bedroom. So I do like to spray down our bedding and stuff. I don't claim to make my bed because I don't, because the kids just go in there 5 minutes later and jump all over it, and then it looks like a mess anyways. But I do like when we're laying out our comforter at night, I will give it a spritz down before we're getting into bed, or before the bed pirate gets into bed, I guess. So we did finish out that finally. So I will be excited to start a new fragrance and Scentsy Fresh. I did place an order today, and I picked up 3 of them. So I grabbed one in Coral Waters, I grabbed the Watermelon Tangerine, and then I did grab Snapdragon. So Watermelon Tangerine is a scent that I really, truly enjoy. Hibiscus Pineapple is kind of borderline for me. I don't really feel like I need that in like fresh or laundry product. I do enjoy it in the body, but I don't see my couch smelling like hibiscus pineapple, I guess. And then I did, like I said, I grabbed the Snapdragon, mostly just because I wanted to see if I get any scent out of it all. So I get nothing out of the wax. But my mom apparently gets phenomenal performance out of Snapdragon, and I can't smell it at all. So I figure I'll give it a try. I'll spritz it down, see if I smell anything, see if I like it. If I don't, I'll just gift it to her. I did finally finish my sugar scrub in Appleberry. So this is an amazing fragrance. I do have an extra one of these. I washed out my tub in the shower just because they get kind of sticky sometimes. So there's no fragrance left in this container, but I was super excited to finish this out. But this is just a really nice berry apple fragrance. And I am an apple fan. Like, I'm a big apple fan. I do like the smell of apple. So I thoroughly enjoyed this. I do have also this in the Scentsy Soak. I have another one of these in the Sugar Scrub. I would love to get that in wax at some point. I do know that that is available in other regions. It just has not come to us in wax yet. So I have high hopes that maybe they will bring that overseas to us, so that we can enjoy it too. So, all right, let's see. I know I have some non-wax on the top here. I do have 1 pod or 2. Oh, 2 pods in Perfect Gentleman. So these really do not have any fragrance left. I had these in our hallway in our nightlight wall fan diffuser. So I do have, or I had, let me tell you that, right? I had this going in the hallway because it's kind of a dead space. So at our front door, there's no outlets there. So like you can't put like a cute little table and put a warmer or anything like that. It's literally just you walk in and you can either go upstairs or you can go into what was my office front room, or you could head towards the kitchen. So it's a really like, we don't even use that entryway. I'm going to be honest. We go through the garage because that comes into the kitchen. But sometimes people do. So I had the wall fan diffuser going in Perfect Gentleman. And then Nuggie decided the other day that she was going to sit on it. Now, these things are virtually indestructible, but she decided she was going to sit on it. So the tongs came out of the wall, the plastic piece that goes to stabilize it, the third prong didn't come with it. It snapped straight off in the wall. So I guess it's good. it's good that my in-laws are going to be here. And like a week and a half to help us do all the electrical for the kitchen. So we'll be replacing that outlet anyway, so it wasn't like the end of the world, but I don't think she will be sitting on any more of them. Maybe if I get all characters, because like she would never dream of sitting on the Mickey Mouse or the Minnie Mouse wall fan diffusers, right? Or her Princess Castle, just my white one with the nightlight. She decided it looked like a good seat, and I'm like, okay. So that one's toast. These are dead anyways. I needed to change them, but her sitting on it just brought it to my attention sooner. So that kid, I'm telling you guys, I told you it has been a week, right? So last night, we were officially moving things out here so we could start ripping up the floor, right? And we moved my office chair, this chair here, out into this space, and we were putting together my desk, and the kids are spinning on it because it does twist. And I'm like, okay, be careful, whatever. So Elena decides that she is going to jump off the chair. Now, I don't know exactly how she landed, her elbow landed on the metal like feet of the chair, and it's like I don't know, like 5 feet or 4 feet or whatever, right? That's the metal crisscross. Well, she came down super hard on the soft part of her elbow right in here last night at about 8:30, and she bounces back quickly. She jumps off of everything. Like, she is a daredevil extraordinaire. She climbs counters. I've found her, trying to climb up on top of the refrigerator before, all kinds of things. Like, I took the ladder off of their bunk one day because my girlfriend was here with her little one, and I didn't want the little one getting up there. And, Nuggie scaled the side of the bunk and just pulled her whole body up to the top bunk, no ladder. I'm like, oh. So anyway, so she cracked her elbow pretty good. And when she didn't stop crying after about 20 minutes, I'm like, we went to the ER. And got x-rays done. Nothing is broken, but my poor little bean, my poor little nugget, her elbow is super, super swollen, and she does have bruising to the bone. So I think maybe after this incident, because she was telling me today, because it hurts, right? It hurts. We've got her on Motrin to kind of keep the swelling down, but she's like, I won't jump off the chairs anymore, mommy. And I'm like, I like this plan. Let's not do that. So hopefully and this sounds terrible, hopefully she has learned a little bit of a lesson about maybe slowing down a little bit, being a little more careful. It'll probably last until her elbow feels better, and then all bets will be off again. But maybe she won't sit on any more wall fan diffusers. But I think from here on out, I think I have a Spider-Man one in my stash somewhere. And since Spidey, we know, is one of her favorites, I think I'm going to put Spider-Man back in the hallway, and maybe she won't use him as a chair. But I don't know. So no promises there. Let's see. We have got 2 pods of Vanilla Mint. So these were left over from a trip that we took when we went away on vacation for Christmas time. There was still plenty of fragrance left in these. These were originally in my Scentsy Go, because that was something that I could, have fragrance going while we were driving. I did take the Scentsy Go with us, but they still had plenty of fragrance left. There's a little bit like it might be able to live out its life in a drawer, but I'll be back. If I can't smell it when it's in any of the fan diffuser systems, I will take it out. But these were in the I said Spider-Man, Minnie Mouse, can't think. So these were in the Minnie Mouse wall fan diffuser that I do have in our dining area. Because our front room and dining area, it's like very long, but it's not very wide. So like again, that's another weird space in our home that I can't like put a table, to be able to put like a full-size warmer on. So I do use the wall fan diffuser in the dining space. And yes, I know it's part of the, the front room, and you probably can smell, like, I know you can smell it, but like, I like to sit down at the dining room table and get just a little, I don't know, a little different whiff of fragrance. So the Vanilla Mint pods, I did let them finish out their life there. I did replace them with black raspberry vanilla. So black raspberry vanilla, I feel, is one of those fruity fragrances that kind of goes well with just about everything. So, and it is a nice performer. So when you go over by the dining room table, you can smell it. It doesn't make it all the way across the space, but I do feel like, you know, like I have Ocean going today, and it's here somewhere on my desk. But like black raspberry vanilla goes very nicely with Ocean. It would go nicely with a lot of the fruity summer fragrances. So I did replace the dining room one with the pods and black raspberry vanilla. I have a weird one for you guys. That is totally not seasonally appropriate in any way, shape, or form. I did take out the pods from our air purifier upstairs and just breathe. These are totally dead. Like I said, the air purifier does go through pods a whole lot quicker than the wall fan diffuser or the mini fans, like any of the other fan systems. But that's because when the air purifier detects impurities in the air, I guess, it really ramps up and it blows super hard. So I do find that I go through pods a lot quicker in that, but I love it. And I'm not going to have a fragrance system that I'm not going to use fragrance in. So that's one of the benefits of being a consultant. I get my pods either free or half off anyways. That's one of the things I like to use my reward credits on. So it doesn't really hurt my feelings that it goes through them super quick. But Just Breathe is absolutely dead. We had those in there for about 2 weeks. And when I was digging through my bucket tonight, I stumbled across a Wayward Farm Stand Pumpkin from the fall. And this is just like a really nice caramel pumpkin fragrance with no spice. And I was just suddenly feeling it in the moment. I was 100% feeling it in the moment. So Farm Stand Pumpkin is in our wall, or in our air purifier in our bedroom. And of course, when I changed the pods to that, I needed to find something to complement them. So believe it or not, I do have cider mill going in our master bedroom as we speak. It's actually really pleasant. So, I know that we're in spring, but because, you know, we're in Northwest Indiana, spring can really be any season here. So last week it was upper 60s or mid 60s, and it was beautiful. And we were running around outside in t-shirts and no coats. And today it was freezing cold and raining and like 30. So we get the full gambit in spring. So with it being cold these last couple of days, and it's still going to be cold for a few more days after it, I figured like, cider mill feels weather appropriate, if not official season appropriate. So, let's see. I went through a lot of pods, you guys. So I do have pods, in Amazon Rain. So these were the pods from my car. And I can always tell, like, even if I forgot, I won't forget where these pods came from. Because one of the things that I do with our mini fan diffusers is I use the sticker here. When I put it on, I take the sticker off of the edge and I use it to strap it to my mini fan diffuser, because it gets moved, it gets bumped, it just does in the car. Because I'll put it in the cup holder, I'll take it out of the cup holder, put it in, take it out. The kids are in there, and so I like to secure my pod to it so it's not constantly falling out. So these were the February car fragrance that I used. I'm still not crazy about Amazon Rain. I know. Don't shoot me. I'm the odd person out. Amazon Rain is just not one of my favorites. I have tried it in wax, and there's something just off about Amazon Rain for me. I've tried it in laundry. I don't like it in laundry. Like I like it on cold.
Sorry.
Here.
Did you say that?
Sorry. I like it on cold, but I didn't like it in the van either. So I've given Amazon Rain the good old college try, or whatever it is that catchphrase is. And me and Amazon Rain, we're not friends. I'm sorry. I did have also the car bar to go with that in Amazon Rain. This guy is totally dead. I get nothing out of it. It doesn't hurt my feelings. It's gone. Pink Sugar Berry Mint is now in the van. And that, my friends, I am loving. So, I can see one more thing of pods down here. I'm trying to balance the, wax mountain. And I do know that there are some, like I can see down in there my bathroom cleaner that I went through, but I'm not even going to try to pull that out. It will go everywhere. So, I did take, this is from the girls' room because they have the Disney Princess wall fan diffuser in their room, the Blue Castle. The pods of sugared strawberry out, and you guys, okay. So that flash sale that we just finished, right? My heart is singing. My heart is singing. So I had one more set of sugared strawberry pods. One more that I've been hiding. Because I love this scent. I love sugared strawberry in the van so much. Like it was that and Mahalo coconut were my two go-to summer fragrances. And I love sugared strawberry and just everything. And the unfortunate reality is so does Haley. So when she got to pick her pods the last time, she went straight for my sugared strawberry. And I'm like, I can't get that anymore, but I love you. And yes, it sounds so silly, right? I've been hoarding the last set of pods of sugared strawberry because I'm like, I don't want to use them. I'm never going to be able to get them again, which is stupid, right? Because the whole point of buying them is to use them. But then it popped up in this flash sale. Now, if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know the damage I did when blueberry cheesecake popped up, right? In pods. I did the same thing with sugared strawberry. I bought sugared strawberry, a lot of sugared strawberry, in the pods again. So Haley will be allowed to use a few, which she will be happy about. So, and then we did replace the sugared strawberry pods with a set of Jammy Time. So just a really, really good, I never get bored with Jammy Time. I never get too much of it. I'm never over it. It's wonderful. So, all right. So let's dig into the wax, but I'm going to start with the wax on my desk. If I can get it up. I'll start with the wax bars on my desk. So, today, we'll do with what I got going today. And I'm going to have to get a new ring light for here because the lighting, you guys, is bugging me. But the kids broke my ring light off of this thing, so I'm going to have to get a new one. But I do have a couple cubes of Bonfire Beach going. So when the kids and I went to Tennessee, James changed the wax the day that we were coming home, and he did change it to Bonfire Beach. He wanted to make sure all of the warmers were fresh and that the house smelled amazing when I walked in the door. And I can't tell you guys just how much I love my husband, right? He's the most incredibly supportive and amazing human being I could ever ask for. And it's the little things that he thinks of that just I feel so lucky for him every single day. But I was going through my drawer here because I've got my totes, but I've got my drawer with some of my favorites in there. But he doesn't have my same OCD, right? About leaving just cubes. That's a me thing, right? It doesn't bother him at all. So he had filled all the warmers. He had used 2 bars of Bonfire Beach, with the exception of 2 cubes. Now, that bugs my OCD, so I put it in my drawer. And when I was doing wax for today, because now, obviously, with me being in the big room, there's already warmers here. So I didn't move all of my warmers into the big room. I'd say I don't need that many in here. I will 100% put that many in here, but my setup is currently shrunk down just a little bit. So we put a lot of my stuff upstairs. He redid the closets last weekend so that I had plenty of storage up there. So I did use the 2 cubes of Bonfire Beach, and I paired that in the other warmers with Coastal Sunset today. So they complement each other very well. So in my office corner is what we'll go ahead and call it for now. I do have the 2 cubes of Bonfire Beach in my warmers over here. And then in the regular warmers that were already in the big room is the Coastal Sunset. So they both have that driftwood note in it it's so good. I just love it so much. But Bonfire Beach has a sweetness to it from like a toasted marshmallow. And Coastal Sunset almost has, you really get that driftwood in it. And it's so beautiful. I know that, what does Coastal Sunset have in it? Let me look. So Coastal Sunset, because it's like coconut and driftwood. And it is the most, like, it is one of those fragrances that immediately upon smelling it make me happy. So creamy coconut, sandalwood, and amethyst amber. So I was so excited when they brought Coastal Sunset to everything. This is one of those fragrances that I will absolutely never get tired of. And honestly, if I could have chosen between Coastal Sunset in laundry versus Coral Waters, I would have rather had this in laundry and Coral Waters in the clean line. But I guess not everybody likes their clothes to smell like bonfires and like they want the clean, right? I get it. They want the clean. But Bonfire Beach and Coastal Sunset go fantastic together. So we will never have an empties basket without a bar of graham cracker crunch. That is what's going in the kitchen today. You guys, I cannot. Like, I love graham cracker crunch so much. It is by far like my favorite bakery bar ever. But I love peanut butter. I absolutely love peanut butter. You'll see that every time. And then in the front room, I did do the bar of Ocean. So, like, I was telling you guys for a while there, right? Like, I was toying with the idea of taking Ocean out of my club. Because, I don't know, I was just like Ocean OD'd after we went Ocean crazy. But now that I've had a little bit of a break for it, I've had a little bit of a step back. We're getting into the warmer season. And this is really nice. It's fresh, it's clean, it's summery, it's aquatic. I'm really, really super glad I did not give that the boot. So Ocean is back on my radar now that we're getting into some warmer weather, which is lovely. And then the last bar that I put in today, you guys, there's a reason I'm a consultant, right? When, 5 bars today? 5 bars of wax today? It doesn't take me long to go through a lot of wax. I did put in the bar of the Muppets into the girls' room. So sticking with that same like playful, fruity fragrance theme that Haley really, really, truly enjoys. Like Elena, she could take it or leave it. She doesn't really care, right? She's not super picky about what wax we put in. She likes to smell all the bars. Her biggest thing about it is she likes to help, right? She wants to put the wax in the warmer. She doesn't care what it is as long as she's putting it in. Where Haley has a certain scent preference along those lines. She likes the cozier, cottony kind of scents like Jammy Time. Cozy Cardigan is one of the ones that she likes. And then she is sugary fruity all day long. So we went with the Muppets bar. I had a few of these. I picked these up when they went, I think when they went into the clearance section. It's like I don't know. It's a sweet fruit. It's kind of got an apple juice note to it. It's not my favorite, but she enjoys it. So we went with that. I did try to do Pink Haze in our master the other day. Doesn't work in there. I want it to work in there so bad, but it doesn't work in there. Pink Haze pods, by the way, did, however, pop into clearance, and I did pick those up. So Pink Haze, I absolutely love this bar. Again, our master with that super large ceiling fan is hard to fragrance. So I know Pink Haze lasts for like 4 days, right? I can get 4 days out of this bar, just not in that space. So I had to take it out the next day. I couldn't smell it. I was sad, very sad about that. I think I have, okay. I did 2 bars of Pineapple Pucker on the main level. So this is one of the fragrances that James really, really likes. When we got Javi the Hedgehog and he was sniffing him, he was like, whatever the hedgehog is, we need that. Can you get some of that? So I did do that, and we did pop in Pineapple Pucker while he was off. And I forget what I paired it with off the top of my head, but whenever I'm doing 2 bars, it's usually because I'm running it through the whole living area, so front room, big room, And then the kitchen will get its own fragrance. So I don't remember what I stuck in the kitchen, but it will dawn on me as I pull it out. So we went through 2 bars of pineapple pucker. Before I made the ultimate decision to give this bar the cut, I did warm 1 more bar of boho. So I do have 1 more in my stash, and I think 1 more coming in this month's monthly club. Before I cut it, I think my club had processed. It's beautiful. Okay, don't get me wrong. I truly love boho, but I don't see myself reaching for it on the regular. So my club, we know, is getting large, and it's getting larger every time we get a new collection. So I'm going to have to make some decisions here on where I'm going to tweak, because I try to keep my club in a certain budget, and then obviously I've given myself a rather exorbitant amount of wiggle room on that said budget. But yeah, I don't see myself reaching for this very often. So boho did get the cut. A couple of bars in my stash will do me fine for when I want to use them. I did break out one of my, what I call my secret stash bars. So when we were moving stuff from, the office space upstairs for storage purposes, right, for us to redo that, I have a small tote of wax in it. And James is like, what? Why do we have just this? Why aren't you using your other ones? And I'm like, because these are my I will not share them bars, right? So like my sister came over, I think it was last week, right? She came over last week and she was like, oh, hey, I'm starting to run low on my wax. Let me go ahead and sniff through. I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem, right? So she starts sniffing through, and she's pulling out bars, coconut cotton and pink cotton, and like she really likes the fresh scents, right? So she's starting to pull all of these things out, and she's like, oh, can I take these home with me? I'm like, yes, you watch my children. You can have all the wax bars you want, right? So it doesn't bother me at all. But if she were to dive into my share bucket and try to take some of those that I cannot get again because they were picked up on clearance, it would it would hurt my feelings to tell her no. Be like, I don't share. Those are not shareable. So I have my own secret stash of things that I don't break into often because I can't get them again. And I want to, when I put them in, it's always a day or a time where I know I'm going to be home. I'm going to be able to sit and enjoy it, and enjoy its entire life. So I don't break into that all the time, but I did break into that and pull out my very first bar from the 2 sets of the Princess collection that I got, and that was Mulan True to Your Heart. So this is a really pretty redwood floral. It's very romantic, kind of perfumey, but it's got this underlying redwood to it that gives it this, like, the perfect balance of woodsy and floral. So it tones down the powdery of the floral with the woodsy note. So this is absolutely beautiful. James loves this bar. Technically I have 2 more. One of them I will not warm. It was a gift from a very special friend of mine here on YouTube. And I won't warm the bar she gave me. I won't warm it because it was such a surprise. And I know that every time that I look at that bar and smell that bar, I'm going to think of her. So it stays. Okay, so let's see. Let's finally dive into the basket here and see what we got going on. Maybe I did pink rhubarb sugar with pineapple. No, I don't think so. I think I know what I did. Okay, I know. It was cocoa lime. That's what I did with this. So I did a bar of cocoa lime with the pineapple pucker. So it was really just a nice citrus smorgasbord all through the house. Totally, it smelled like summer. It was beautiful. I want to say there was 2 bars of pink sugarberry mint. So I did not melt this when I got my consultant 10 bars. So what I have been doing is allowing my friends and my customers, right, the opportunity when we're getting these collections ahead of time. I'm giving them the consultant perk of getting to get their hands on these bars early, right? It's easy for me to get more bars. So as usually part of like my Pixie packages, I do a Pixie package, right? If I've got a collection and you claim a Pixie package, that's usually what's going to come in it. So like I can say this sort of, I mean, I guess I can say it now because it's been claimed, but like we've got the rainbow collection that's come out, and that's what's going into my Pixie package this time. So I did do pink rhubarb sugar. This is nice. It is a good bar. It's not strong. It's like, I really thought, because when you smell it on cold, right, you get that really tart kick right out of the gate. On cold, it is super, super strong. Warming, I struggled. I really, really struggled. I like powerhouse fragrances. And this is maybe light to medium for me. So like, I think it would do well in a smaller space. Like I could see putting this into the girls' room where it would have a better chance to perform than it did down here in my main spaces. So if I pick it up again, it will only be for the bedroom, for the girls, because it doesn't do well in my open spaces in my environment. So we did warm a bar of Hey Tiger Lily, which is this month's scent of the month. I was pleasantly surprised by this bar. When they said Hey Tiger Lily, I was like, lots of floral, lots of powdery. And then I actually got to sniff it, and I'm like, okay, I can get down with this. This isn't bad. But warming, it totally comes to life. So it is a very, very strong performer. So you don't need a whole lot of it. One bar will do 2 rooms. So that is one thing about the florals, right? They are super strong. But then there's this orange that comes out of this in the background. And it really, like, that citrus cuts straight through the perfumey powder when it's warming, that it's actually very lovely. So Hey Tiger Lily is one that I will definitely be warming again throughout the summer. I don't know if it is club worthy for me per se, because it is still pretty floral, but it is not a floral that I find offensive. Let's go with that. And sorry, you guys, I cannot win. I cannot win. So let's see, what else do we got in here? We do have a bar of pink sugarberry mint. This was going in the kitchen spaces, and like I could do this through the whole house. I could absolutely do pink sugarberry mint through the whole house. It is this beautiful pink strawberry, like it's a strawberry cupcake or a strawberry cake with the most amazing frosting ever. I could do this all day long. Pink sugarberry mint is amazing. Ooh, that's a mixer. I know that was a mixer. Oh, I did 2 bars of Hey Tiger Lily. So one of them, I think, honestly, one of them is samples, but one of them I did warm through the house. So that's for the mix. I did a bar of Graduation in our bedroom. This one is in my club. I can tell based on where I put my sticker that I have had this bar in the bottom of my bucket for a little bit, but I get a bar a month, so I probably have fished them out. But you can see here, maybe just barely, the reason why I've switched my stickers to the outside is because they start to get discolored. So it's not showing up real good there, but it's almost got like a yellow tint to it from the fragrance oils. But Graduation is absolutely beautiful. It was in clearance for a while. I didn't pick up any bars in clearance because it's already in my club. I'm not taking it out of my club. I get a bar a month, and I usually use it every single month, for the most part too, for the master bedroom. So it's this really beautiful, like, it reminds me a lot of Vanilla Oud with a little more of that saddle up, like suede fragrance to it. It's a gorgeous blend. We did do a bar of Dumbo Circus Parade in the girls' room. Now, I do this everywhere, like everywhere. But when the kids get to pick their wax, they get to pick their wax. And Dumbo, again, is one of those really like sweet, like, it's a sweet citrus fruit with a really smooth vanilla finish. This, you guys, this is sunshine in a bar. It just is. It's sunshine in a bar. I cannot smell Dumbo and not feel like the world is brightening up around me. It's beautiful. So Haley did get to pick that. The last bar that got to officially go in the office before dismantling is Maui Mist. This will stay in my club forever, you guys. This is never coming out. This is a beautiful, beautiful, woodsy, aquatic incense fragrance to me. And it is a performer. So I put this in. I mean, we haven't talked about any other office scents, right? So I know this was in for a good long time. When I put my cotton cleanups in today to take this out of my warmers, you could still smell it. So it's at least been going for four or 5 days, maybe longer. This is a performer for me. It's really good. I don't think it would work out in like large spaces, so I'm nervous about that, but I will find a way to get my Maui Mist fix for sure. Did a bar of oats and honey in the kitchen. This is one of the exclusive Bring Back My Bars from the club. It is still in my monthly club for the time being. I think I have it in both. I've got to take a look because I did do that with some of the club exclusive bars, or really some of the Bring Back My Bars. There were very few like Maui Mist. Like I knew for sure I was going to want that bar every single month. This, if it was something I was maybe on the fence about, I put it into my monthly club and into my quarterly because I had time to decide if I wanted to keep it in my monthly before my quarterly process. So I've got to take a look at oats and honey. It's a really nice, just like honey oatmeal type of fragrance. It is a little on the heavy side. So I think this would either A, make a very, very beautiful mixer, or I think maybe I just need to keep it for fall because it did, I think I put it in on one of the days that it was like 60 and sunny and I had my windows open and it was very, I don't know, it felt heavy in the kitchen that day. So it is what it is. I don't want to give it up. I'm not ready to give it up. It's not on the chopping block. It's just, do I need it every month block? So we did do a bar of banana nut bread. This is not my personal favorite. But it is one of James's, it's way up James's alley. So, I did put that in for him. We do get a bar a month of that, but if he's not home, I will not be melting it. So that will only get melted on the days that he is off. Oh, we have a third bar of a Tiger Lily. So I guess I did warm 2 bars of it. You know what? I probably did put it through the whole space, and that's probably why I'm like, ooh, we only needed 1. Because I do know that I did make samples with a bar of it. So there's that. Okay. So this is the other bar I was looking for my mixer. So everybody, like all of my family and all my friends, but we're really talking family here, right? They know that I am a candle lover, right? I've always loved candles. I've always loved wax. I've always had some sort of like fragrance system going ever since I was a teenager. So Yankee Candle had always been my absolute go-to. So I still get gifts sometime for like Christmas and stuff from my family members. And they'll go to Yankee and get me a candle, even though I'm in Scentsy now, right? And I do have another one that I'm going to share with you guys that I got for Christmas. So I got two candles for Christmas from my aunt. One of them was smoked cashmere vanilla because she knows, like, in my heart of hearts, woodsy, masculine scents are my, like, that would be all that I used to do in candles forever and ever, right? There were very few times I stepped away from that particular fragrance zone. And that's partially because the candle from Yankee, Midsummer's Night, smells like my dad's cologne that he used to wear. And that is probably still one that I will get a candle of, again, at some point. And just to have it, just to sniff it every now and again, because, you know, my dad passed away when I was 18, and there are some things that really remind me of him, and scent memory is is very distinct when I think of him, right? So like the Angel Bar smells like raspberry bubble gum that he used to chew. And then the Midsummer's Night Candle smells identical to the cologne that he used to wear. So I can't smell it and not think of him. But so they all know that Yankee has been my go-to forever and ever, until really the kids came along. I was always doing a combination of candles and Scentsy, because I've been using Scentsy for the better part of a decade now. But I've always had candles sprinkled in. So I got a couple of candles, and one of them was smoked cashmere vanilla from Yankee. And sniffing it, I loved it. Loved the fragrance. But when I tried to burn it, I got nothing. Nothing. Like I could not smell it. The other one that they got me was Movie Night. And it's supposed to be like a combination of candy cane, hot chocolate, and something else. I can't remember what it is. It's on the jar, but like I'm only maybe this much into that candle, and I don't light it because I can't smell it. So like if somebody gives me a gift, I'm going to use it, right? Because I'm a wax addict. But you know, Scentsy is safer. I like Scentsy better. And aside from the safety thing, it performs better. So because I really loved that smoked cashmere vanilla candle, I found a way to recreate it Scentsy style where I can actually smell it, and it's amazing. So the way that I have done it, and I'm trying to think, I think I did 1 cube to 1 cube around the campfire with Simply Vanilla, because I didn't want, like, Around the Campfire is a really strong, fabulous performer, and I wanted to give it that smoky vanilla. I wanted the vanilla to be smoky. So, and I've played with this combination a little bit to figure out exactly what the best way is. So like I was doing Around the Campfire with cashmere and corduroy, 1 cube to 1 cube in the same warmer. I did them in alternating warmers, but there was still something missing. It wasn't quite dead on. So when Simply Vanilla came out and Bring Back My Bar, and I did put this in my club specifically for this mix, right? I finally figured it out. So it is Around the Campfire with Simply Vanilla, 1 cube to 1 cube, okay, in one warmer. And then cashmere and corduroy, just 1 cube in the alternating warmers. And that, my friends, is oh my God, it is a combination to die for. It really is. It's probably a little fall heavy, because it is very thick. Around the Campfire is a very thick fragrance. I don't care. I love it. I will melt it all the time. But this is literally like an award-winning, like if Scentsy could combine these 3 fragrances into one bar, I would buy 1 million of them. So that is my award-winning combination on recreating that. I have not figured out how I'm going to recreate the other one. Let's see, we have a scent pack in French Lavender. This went into, Haley's Oakley the Owl. So she got Oakley the Owl, and it went into her Oakley. Here is the original pod pack for the Just Breathe. Eucalyptus all day long. That was in our wall fan diffuser, air purifier originally. I did do a bar of Stitch Experiment 626, and I think this one went into our master. It's fresh, it's clean, it's coconut, it's amazing. Stitch will never leave my club. Let's see here. We did finally finish out our bathroom cleaner in Blue Grotto, so this was in the girls' bathroom. So I have a bathroom cleaner in every bottle, so it does take, I have a bathroom cleaner in every bottle. You guys, I'm having a day. It's probably because I ran on like 4 hours of sleep, took a 30-minute power nap with the kids today, and then got right back to work. So I did finish out the Blue Grotto, I have a bathroom cleaner in every bathroom of the house. So we have 3 bathrooms. So it does take me a little bit to finish a full bottle because I'm not going from bathroom to bathroom to clean them all with the same bathroom cleaner. They all have their own individual one. So that, like, if I'm in there when I'm giving the kids a bath and stuff, that's when I clean their bathroom. If I'm taking my shower, I will spray down in my shower and clean my shower that way, and then obviously clean our stuff down. Now, the downstairs bathroom gets cleaned most frequently because it is the one that is most used, so it gets cleaned almost on the daily because that's the one that gets the most foot traffic. So I did a scent circle in pink sugarberry mint, so I had not had the car bars to go with my pods that I got in pink sugarberry mint, so I just used the scent circle. It is time for a new scent circle to go in, and it is time to put my new pod in that in my mini fan, because I can still smell it when my windows are cracked and open, but now when the car is closed up because it's cold again, I can't smell it as good, and that's usually my indicator. If I need crosswind to smell my pod, it's time to flop it out. So another bar of boho. This was back towards the beginning of the month because we're now getting to the bottom of it. And like I said, I was super on the fence about boho, so I melted it twice this month just to make sure before I axed it that that's really what I wanted to do. NHL Fresh Ice. I wish I would have been smart enough to put this in my monthly club. I love this bar. It's so good. The minute we get it, like the next day we melt it. Hands down. We absolutely love NHL Fresh Ice. It's a super strong performer. It's this really nice, clean, minty fragrance. So good. Are there 2 of them or 1? Okay. So I did melt the other 2 bars from Harry Potter. Wit and Wisdom from Ravenclaw. This is nice. It's not my favorite. Like, it wasn't horrible, but okay, so it's clean and it's fresh and it's got a leather note to it. So it's a bit of an interesting combination. It is a really good performer, but it reminds me of the DC Justice League bar just a little bit, where as it's going, it almost transforms to have that, like, funky BO smell at the end. So in the beginning, like, it's really, really good in the beginning. But I don't know, for me, it finishes at whatever aquatic that they are using in this bar and in the DC Justice League bar, whatever the green note is, it goes south real fast. Like 1 minute, this is a beautiful, beautiful bar, and then it's starting to die. And whatever that green note is, it comes out and it whacks you in the nose, and you're like, oh my God, grab the cotton, wait up. So yeah, I will not be getting more of Wit and Wisdom. Sorry. Hufflepuff, Justin Loyal. This is the weirdest, funkiest bakery smell. I mean, I know it's supposed to be bakery, but I get like cherry pipe tobacco. So I had I don't know. I get like cherry pipe tobacco. There used to be this store in the mall, in Fox Valley Mall when I was younger. That's where it would work. And it was a couple doors down, maybe not a couple doors down. I think it was next door to like Aunt Annie's pretzels, right? When I was working in the mall as a teenager, I would go and get a pretzel on my break sometimes. Like that was my thing. I liked the pretzel with the cheese dip. And there was like a smoke shop next door, like a cigar shop, right? Cigar and pipe tobacco in the mall. That's what this smells like. This smells like the tobacco store. And I don't like it. It's like a fruity tobacco, pipe tobacco scent. And it's like, when it was, I didn't even let it finish. I didn't let it finish. I had to take it out. It was so bad. It was so bad. Like, because it's like walking, like if you had walked into that shop, what I imagine, it would, like, it choked you out. It was so bad. We have a random dryer disc in Clean Breeze. It still had scent. I threw it in with my jammy time while I was doing blankets. They meld well together. Wasn't going to waste it. I told you, we did some pod damage, you guys. Pods and vanilla bean buttercream. So I did try to do these in the air purifier. not strong enough. They're just not strong enough. I think this would go very, very great in the van where it's a more enclosed space. But in the air purifier in our master, I couldn't smell it. I let them live their life there, but I couldn't smell it. We have another bar of cashmere and corduroy. I don't remember. I think I melted this in our bedroom. If it's solo, that would be the place that I melted it, because it is very distinctly a bedroom scent to me on its own. It's a really strong performer, and it's a great performer for our bedroom. But it's like that romantic, girly kind of, I don't know, it's a bedroom fragrance to me. James did finish out a bottle of, I need to go to bed, you guys. Body wash. The word is body wash. He did finish out a bottle of the body wash in Perfect Gentleman. So, he really, really loves our body washes just as much as I do. He, obviously, being a man, is significantly hairier than I am in all of the places. So the first time that he used that was in the Perfect Gentleman fragrance. I got it for him out of the Father's Day collection. And he was like, whatever this is, I need more, because he's like, I don't feel waxy. So for the longest time, he was using Dial. Because you could get it at Sam's Club, comes in the big pump bottle, right? Super easy. But he's like, I didn't even know that I felt waxy until after I washed with this. And then I went back and washed with the Dial and was like, never again. So I think, honestly, that bottle of Dial is still sitting in my shower from a year ago, full. I should probably just throw it away, because it's just sitting there, because he won't reach for it. He won't use it. He won't grab it. He is only using these. So when these popped up into the clearance section quite a while ago, I stockpiled for him. I got several bottles of the Perfect Gentleman. He's also got one of the vanilla bourbon. And then he's got a Mystery Man, or he went through a Mystery Man before that clearance came out. So he's stockpiled on the Perfect Gentleman, and he really loves, and we both really love this design. I love that this is top heavy. So when you put the new bottle in, you can sit it upright. But when it starts to get low, it sits really, really nicely in the shower, so that you don't have to sit there and wait for your soap to come down to the bottom. That is one thing that I really feel like all soaps should do, is have an upside down feature, so that you don't have to fight with it. Okay, last couple things in the basket here. This is what I did on March 1st, after the end of month live, and it was officially confirmed that Dumbo was returning this month. I celebrated. I celebrated with Dumbo throughout the whole house. I told you, this is happiness in a bar. Like, there is no way that I can sniff this and not be in love with it. So I am very, very, very happy to have this. And that actually reminds me, because I think the Dumbo Buddy came out, and I placed an order today, and I don't think I stocked up on my scent packs. I'm going to have to fix that, because I need Dumbo scent packs, Dumbo wax, Dumbo everything in my life from here on out, forever and ever. Amen. Right? Dumbo's it. And then I did pair Dumbo in the kitchen with sugared strawberry. So they go beautifully together. Vanilla, citrus, and strawberry. Like, it is a glorious combination. But I will not mar my beautiful Dumbo combination with anything. I will never mix Dumbo with anything, because it's too beautiful on its own. So thank you so, so much for sitting with me for this extremely long what I've been warming. We emptied the basket. And like I said, Nuggie starts preschool. So hopefully I will be able to get a little bit more consistent here with emptying that basket. Because if not, I am going to need a much larger basket. So thank you very much, you guys. I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.